You got Del Taco.
3 grilled chicken stuffed tacos.
Thank you. Did you hide that just to show me before we started filming?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's the same way you did it when you showed me Rowan for gender reveal.
Which was more exciting.
You're probably, at the time, probably this for you.
I think when I showed you the pregnancy test, I was just like,
yeah, dude.
hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I asked on Instagram what video you guys wanted to see, and so many of you guys asked for a Q&A with this guy. And that's what we're gonna do today. We're really excited about it. Y'all sent in some really juicy questions. So I didn't intend for this to be a juicy Q&A, but it's gonna be a juicy Q&A. So.
I like juicy.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go through these replies. We could answer all of them. There are way too many.
Dude,
so I'm
that's
just
so
gonna
many.
pick at random.
Should we tell them what happened today?
Yeah, you can tell them.
Do you want to talk about it? Or do you not want to?
They told us our car is totaled. So goodbye, Ramona. They're not giving us as much as I think that they should for that car. So now we have to go and find a new car. We're gonna have a car loan again.
I mean, if you consider depreciation over 4 years.
Yeah, but if I look at the exact same car, like same years, same miles, same features, they're all selling for like $3,000 to $4,000 more than we're getting out of the settlement.
That's because we're not getting the seller like profit, because the overhead they add to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, moment of silence. I don't know why we're putting it. Found this in the car too.
So many surprises. All right, I'll eat this. How is Matt doing since his accident?
I'm okay. Back and shoulders and neck and all that are still.
This is really warm.
It was in my pocket.
You want the other half?
No, it's all for you. Are still kind of sore, and I'm dealing with like a weird kind of tingly in my hands that doesn't really go away. So I'm hoping that that goes away.
He did go to his doctor, so that's good.
Yeah, I went to the doctor. I almost got in another accident on the way home today.
Are you serious?
Stupid dude came like flying up into my lane as I was changing lanes. It just like.
I'm not letting you get behind the wheel anymore.
I know, people are so stupid.
You're too precious.
Anyway.
Does Matt ever get tired of vlogging or just not in the mood to be on camera?
All the time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I totally thought you were gonna answer the opposite way, because
No.
like you always ham it up whenever the camera's around.
Yeah, but like the lead up to it, oh we need to vlog, or we need to sit down, or sometimes I can just be like, oh, or if like we'll be out and about, and so we have to keep stopping what we're doing
That
to
makes
like
sense.
film and stuff.
That makes sense.
But no, that like times like now, you know. It's just like yesterday you're like, what should we do for a video? Or 2 days ago or whatever it was. I was like, let's do another thing, because then I can just sit here and talk and see, now I've been talking for a minute and you're gonna have to edit all this footage and then you're the one that gets really annoyed.
True.
Yeah, usually I have a good time though.
What do you consider to be the most attractive feature of the other person?
But
For real?
I mean, people are like, are you a butt man or a boobs man or whatever? And I'm like, I'm an everything man. Like, I like it all. I've always liked your eyes though. It was one of the very first flirty things.
You can say my butt, it's okay.
It's one of the very first flirty things I ever said to you. If we were doing outdoor theater, I'd be like, your eyes are so beautiful. Young maiden. That actually happened.
In
I actually did that. I like kissed up her arm.
In
like,
the show.
In the show. And she like freaked out in real.
Yeah.
She's like, we just
like,
met like a month before and I was all beardy and pokey, so just like whiskers were going up her arm.
From someone you don't know.
And she was just like, how about we don't? And now we're married and we made a baby. Are you gonna say my butt?
No. I mean, if the shoe fits, if the underwear fits.
It does fit. You bought it for me.
I really like your lips. You have very soft, pillowy lips.
I do.
We've got to address it. I got like 20 questions that ask about baby number 2.
Let's go.
Short answer is we're not thinking about it yet.
We kind of are.
We are?
Like, we're not thinking about making another baby yet, but we're thinking about it. We've talked about this like two times at least in the last week.
Yeah.
Part of the reason is my mom is kind of jokingly, but not jokingly, being like, hey, you guys should like do it in October and then you'll have the baby in summer when I retire. And it's just like, she's legitimately, but also joking, but is she really? Like, being like, it's the typical grandma thing. When's number 2 coming? Love you, Mom.
Originally, I thought like when Rome was 1, we would start trying, and now I'm like, not ready yet. So I don't know, maybe when he's like 2.
It's really hard because we both work full time.
Mm-hmm. And the whole pandemic thing has made this really difficult. I don't think we have a good concept of what this would be like under normal circumstances. So thinking about doing that same thing again, but with a toddler, just sounds absolutely impossible.
Yeah, we have to have full or mostly full-time babysitting, and with my dad retired and my mom retiring next year, hopefully that can happen. Like, they can come over here, or Megan can run and drop them off, you know.
Who's them? I got excited when you said them.
Yeah, them.
Multiple kids.
Or one in the morning, and then one of us goes and picks them up, or they bring them over at night or whatever. Like,
yeah. What I'm like struggling with right now is I feel ready to be pregnant again, which is so weird. I didn't think I would say that because I didn't really enjoy my first pregnancy very much. I did until like 23, 24 weeks. And I was a back sleeper, or I am a back sleeper. So when I hit that point where I couldn't sleep on my back anymore, I just got really exhausted, and the rest of it was like not fun. And I also, you know, like I've talked about many times on this channel, had a lot of like body dysmorphia. So I think the second time around, since I kind of know more what to expect and know that I will feel normal and feel like myself again, I'm hoping to enjoy it more.
And hopefully it'll be intentional.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be like it'll be planned and ready. But yeah, I feel ready to like be pregnant and give birth again, but I do not feel ready for another kid. So one day, we want one more.
One day, one more.
Maybe two, probably one. We'll see how we're feeling after the second one.
Probably one more.
That would be my guess.
This has been, I don't know how my parents did 3, man.
Yeah.
Well, my mom didn't work.
Rowan was also a very demanding newborn.
He's still demanding.
Yeah.
Poor buddy's teething so bad right now.
Yeah.
He's just been crying.
It's been so sad for like 3 or 4 days. What was our favorite vacation together? Greece, for me, for our honeymoon. Our baby moon was great too, but you can't beat Greece.
Greece was pretty bomb. Hawaii was so good though. But Greece was... If we could take Pito Gyros from Santorini and put it in Hawaii.
And then we could still have puka dog.
Here's a question for you. Puka dog or Pito Gyros?
I like gyros more than puka dog, but I'm gonna say puka dog because I can get gyros other places and you can't get puka dog anywhere else.
But it's not Pito Gyros.
No, that's true.
Yeah, baby number 2? Baby number 2?
Yeah, you see it.
At least everyone will be really excited when it happens.
Okay, here's kind of a juicy one. How did we do sleep training, and were we on the same page?
No. The way we did sleep training was Megan said, here's what we're gonna do, and I said, okay, and then I hated it.
Yeah.
Because like, just the screaming and the being awake and
he didn't trust the source because he hadn't done the research, but he also didn't want to do the research.
It's not that I didn't trust the source. I don't think
I remember it being 3 a.m. and you being like, who is this person to tell me how to bear?
Okay, I wasn't seriously. That was just like kind of being funny about being up at 3 in the morning and dealing with this.
It wasn't a joke at the time.
She doesn't believe me. No, because I was pissed off. It was 3 in the freaking morning.
Yeah.
But no, I'll admit that. I didn't do any of the research. Megan did all of the research on like baby-led weaning and sleep training and like everything. And I was just like, okay, cool, that's what we're doing. And
actually, somebody asked about that too. I don't remember the exact phrasing, I'll find it. But they said, how do you deal with like the distribution of labor, and do you ever get resentful at each other?
That was the question you read to me that I was like, all right, we're doing a Q&A.
Yeah.
And it was, I would say it's still uneven, like 30-70 at least.
Yeah, well, it's hard to not be with breastfeeding, like...
Well, breastfeeding, and then I have, you know, I work a desk job for a corporation, and so I have like meetings constantly or on-sites daily almost, leaving you alone for some extent of time with him just because I have to.
Yeah, it's tricky because if you look at the hours, I work more hours, but I have more flexibility in my work schedule, whereas he's like on the clock from, you know, 8 to 5. And so I definitely think there has been resentment at times of like me feeling like my work doesn't matter, even though you've never really made me feel that way. You're so supportive, but I'm always the one that has to drop my work when something comes up, or like when he needs extra attention and stuff, because you don't have the flexibility to do so. And it's been hard for me to not blame you for that, because it's not your fault, but sometimes it feels like it's all on my shoulders, which is tough. It's definitely tough. I think that's been one of the biggest challenges of becoming parents for us. And, you know, very early on, I took everything on myself and didn't really ask for a lot of help. Like, Rome was like 4 months old before Matt gave him a bath, because every morning when he got up for his first feeding, I would bathe him in the kitchen sink and like do the whole morning routine or whatever, and then Matt probably wouldn't
I would be asleep.
Be up until, you know, 7:30 for like to start getting ready for work.
He was up at like 6 some mornings.
Most mornings, yeah.
And you were just up with him, and I don't know, I never gave it a second thought, you know. I was just like, oh, sleep, and didn't once occur to me like, oh, maybe you should do that for her instead, because I don't know.
It's something we had to definitely revisit, was the concept of like, I need you to do more. And it's still hard. I mean, like something we're struggling with right now, or I'm struggling with anyway, is meals. Like his solid meals, I would say I prepare and give him like what, 80% of his meals. Yeah. And it's hard because I'm breastfeeding him 5 times a day too, so it's like 8 times a day. But I try to keep it in perspective that like you're working so hard for us, and like I'm so thankful for that, obviously.
Well, yeah, it's like, and when do you feed him? In the morning. When are a lot of my meetings? In the morning. When are my on-sites? In the middle of the afternoon, because now I'm 45
during lunchtime,
45 minutes away from, I have to drive into the office and drive back, and it's like an hour and a half, 2 hour round trip, like plus whatever it is I'm doing. So I come back and it's like 2 in the afternoon, and guess what? He's already needed lunch. Yeah. And then 3 times a week, the grandparents are over, and then they feed him dinner. And
that's the best. Having them over to babysit has definitely alleviated that tension a little bit.
When my mom or dad show up, it's like turning the light on in a cockroach-filled kitchen. They scatter. She and I are the ones that scatter.
Oh,
my parents
I know where you were going with that.
My parents show up, and she and I are just like, separate directions.
I've just sent a few emails.
Like, go home and like, get some work done. And my parents are just, oh, we have the baby. Like, they
it's
love
awesome.
it.
We're so grateful for them.
Yeah.
What annoys What annoys you the most about the other person?
Leaving the door open when we're cooking. I have like this sacred thing about our bedroom where I never want it to smell like the food we've been cooking that day. So every time like the pan or the oven goes on, I'm like, did you shut the door? And all the time, like you'll come in, so I'll have, or like my office or my game room, I'll have the door closed, and you'll come in and do or say something, and you'll leave it open. I'm just like, and I get up and I go close it or whatever. It's just like this stupidest little pet.
I could say the same thing about the windows, because you always leave the windows open after we cook, and it's freezing, and I already hate living in the cold.
But we have to ventilate the house of the smellies.
Not 2 hours after we're done cooking, we don't.
It still smelled. It smelled like Brussels sprouts.
Well, then you can deal with that.
That's why I open the windows.
Okay. I'm gonna be brutally honest with this. The thing that annoys me the most about Matt is that he plays a lot of video games, and when he gets frustrated with his video games, he is frustrated with everything. That's hard sometimes. Even like mobile games and stuff, like when you get angry, you just like...
Okay. Next question.
I'm sorry, I love you still.
I'm frustrated with video games right now, but I am frustrated.
It's not saying you can't get frustrated about other things. Is Matt's toe going to survive?
I think it will survive. It's been throbbing a little bit more.
Gross though, it's all black.
Yeah, it is super gross. Like, because I think the nail's really starting. The nail has definitely separated like underneath the cuticle area, but it's still holding on. Like the bruise and dried blood from underneath is just holding it to it. And then it's still attached in like the top right area. Follow me on Instagram because I've been posting it.
Here's another one. Are video games a point of tension in your relationship? They sure are in mine.
I think we've already answered that one.
What does Matt do for work?
I manage commercial real estate.
The opposite of what I do. His is all numbers and logic and...
maintenance, upkeep, and landscaping, roofing.
Yep.
I like it though. We enjoy it.
Here's another. How did Matt balance Rowan with gaming?
To be fair, I really have consolidated most of my gaming to nap times and late at night.
Yeah. I don't think that has... I think you've gotten a lot better about that since he was a newborn. I don't think that has been... like, you're not blowing off your fatherly duties to play video games at all.
Anymore.
And sometimes it just is hard when you'd rather play video games than spend time with me.
Sometimes you just need that me time.
I don't get that, so.
Her me time is us time, and my me time.
Extrovert, introvert.
Is me time. But like, one of the things we've started doing is now that like we have this game room set up, like you'll come and hang out with me while I play video games. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah,
so,
that's
like,
nice. That's a good compromise.
I'm still getting to do what I want, and you get to talk to me. And sometimes like, we've been playing Mass Effect, and you're sitting there like watching me, and because you're playing too, so you understand what you're seeing.
Yeah.
That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. In what ways did you maintain intimacy after having a baby? And then somebody else asked... like,
in what positions?
Oh my gosh. Oh, sex life postpartum. I'm still searching for mine. And then crying, laughing emoji.
I don't know what the people who ask these questions are going through. Like, is he grossed out, or she or they, are they grossed out? Is it just painful or what? Like, it depends. But like, I watched Rowan evacuate the birth canal, and prior and after, like, I watched everything, and not for a single second was I grossed out or like not attracted to you, like, in that way. Like, we were counting down the calendar, like, okay, so like doctor said 6 weeks, okay, like, it's been 6 weeks, and then, you know, we had to really ease into it because it was uncomfortable for you. And
yeah, I know a lot of women after giving birth need a lot of time and space because it's, you know, very traumatic for your body, and totally valid. That's very normal. I personally didn't have that experience, and I think that's actually more abnormal. But I was ready to go, like, mentally and emotionally, like, before we hit that 6 weeks mark. I mean, definitely not like right at first, but physically it was, you know, kind of painful. So we had to go slow and kind of relearn things. It took a long time to get back to like our normal routine, if that makes any sense. Were there any names in your top contenders for Rowan when I was pregnant that you're willing to share?
for me, no.
No.
You came up with most of the names, yeah. Because like, she was going to be the one, you know, who had the strongest opinions just about it, and I was like, you know, I contributed a little bit. I was like, oh, this name sounds nice.
He gave vetoes and...
Well, yeah, I like that one.
Actually, multiple people asked if we're getting the COVID vaccine. We're fully vaccinated. We've been fully vaccinated for a few weeks. Highly recommend. We got the Pfizer. It's been awesome. It's been so much peace of mind. Do you want to pick one or two? This one's
That's a fun one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Pick that one.
How do you two work through an argument? This is actually very difficult sometimes because Megan doesn't like conflict or states of conflict and wants to resolve things right away. I get super heated and super pissed off, and like it just kind of chain reacts. So like, the longer that I'm engaged, like, the worse it gets because I start getting mean and like nasty and stuff. So I need to go take 10-15 minutes to cool off, realize that I'm being a butthead, and then come back and apologize. Because usually 9 times out of 10, me being a butthead is the reason we're having an argument.
I mean, obviously it's my fault too sometimes.
So yeah, so that was it. There's a lot of, sometimes there has to be compromise. We both do this thing where we'll yell parting shots at each other.
That's what I was gonna say, is we both want to have the last word, which is just not ideal. Especially when you want to like leave, but like you got to get something in first, and that makes me feel like we're re-upping the conflict, so that I'm like... Nervous laughter. But it's a stubborn, firstborn, strong-willed thing, and we're both very intelligent people, and yeah, it's a delicate balance trying to figure out when to resolve it, because the longer he's away from the conflict, the calmer he gets about it. And the longer I'm away from the conflict, the longer I stew about it, and I get more and more mad, and like it turns from like being mad in the moment to this catastrophic, like, how could he ever treat me like that? I would never do that to him. Like, this is, you know.
He doesn't love me anymore. This is all because he didn't do the dishes.
Okay, we don't fight like this about the dishes, but...
Sometimes all it takes is one tiny little thing, and just...
Yeah.
I haven't eaten for too long, and then I should eat one of those tacos, speaking of which.
Yeah, do it.
All I've had is half of a bowl of cereal.
Okay, let's answer 3 more questions.
3 more questions? Okay.
We didn't really answer your question about resolving conflict. I think at the end of it, we just come together, and we're both very willing to apologize, and so we come together at the end and kind of talk it through, usually like on a walk, because I think that helps take some of the pressure off of it. And we just talk through it, and I think one of the important things that we do is talking about next steps of like what we're going to do next time to avoid or alleviate that same issue, and it helps us from having the same recurring arguments over and over and over.
And sometimes it doesn't, and then we still have the same things, because I keep doing the same thing.
And I keep,
Sometimes I'm dumb. Okay, I got 2 right here.
Okay.
What do you do when either of you gets burned out on home improvements? We don't know, because currently I'm burnt out on home improvements.
And I don't get burnt out. And like, I just want to go.
Part of the problem is we lost a lot of momentum a month ago when the toe crushioning happened. And now I've been in the car accident, so my back is all messed up. Oh, but the yard is going in tomorrow. Sneak peek.
Stay tuned for the vlogs coming up, because they were supposed to do it in July. And they called us yesterday and were like, hey, we're way ahead of schedule. Would it be okay if we started the project early? And we're like, would it ever?
So that's gonna bump up the priority for the hardscaping in the back.
I get frustrated when we're not doing anything. Like, we haven't really done any major projects, and I keep being like, we need to fix something. We either need to do the patio, the powder bath, or the posts on the kitchen island. Like, I want to at least have something on the to-do list that we're planning, but...
And I'm just like, bro, I just want to live in the house, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to respect that.
But at the same time, you know, there's a lot that we want to do. Here's the other one that I thought was really funny. What kind of birth control do you use, if you don't mind me asking? We use condoms sometimes.
Yeah, I don't use anything like hormonal. We also rely on timing. Yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to get demonetized, but there is an action that has to happen in order to make a baby, and we don't do that action unless I'm on my period, which is how we got Rowan. TMI. You comfortable with me saying that?
Yeah, I can this is your channel.
I promised a juicy Q&A, so there you go.
Why do humans have toenails? Oh, Peyton.
Oh, it's Peyton's my cousin. Pick a last good one.
If you guys went to high school together, would you have dated? We've talked about this before, and I've said I don't think so. Because as like kind of selfish and arrogant as I can be right now, it was way worse in high school.
That's why I think we might have. Because I was very much attracted to that in high school. That like kind of toxic, everything's about me, I'm the greatest thing in the world kind of thing.
But I was.
You still are, baby.
Oh.
That being said, when Matt was a senior in high school, I was 10. So no, but yes, but no.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was like doing all the sports and the team captain. And
yeah, but you were in theater.
But I also did
and
theater
you were
in the
cocky
spring.
asshole, and the theater that was my type. So
Language.
I might duck quack it out.
So I don't know. I was also perpetually in a relationship in high school.
So was I.
So.
I do know that if we had dated in high school, it would not have gone well. That I am certain of. We had a lot of growing to do before we needed to come together, so. Alright guys. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this Q&A. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want us to do another one. These are fun videos to film, so I'm glad that you guys wanted this. Stop harassing me. Matt needs to go eat.
So hungry.
And I'm gonna take a second to breathe before Rowan wakes up. So we'll see you guys soon. We love you lots, and I'll hang out with you in the next video. Bye. I'm gonna take the wrapper off.
Wait. Go.
Oh my gosh, that was half the taco.